Okay, now this video is again for talking to the MGTOW guys, and this is just what I tend to see out of the MGTOW guys. Like, and everybody has their own experiences and opinions, and these are just my experiences and opinions coming across. Like as I'm watching more of these videos in the feed of what it is and blah blah blah, and I read a lot on it, and I really do um get the theory. And like I said in the previous video, I think a lot of this whole like aligning to a group kind of comes from like personal issues that these guys don't want to fully accept and then move on and grow above. Like they're kind of stuck in this like middle zone of kind of like being resentful of themselves and resentful of how the world really is, and finally coming to that enlightenment that okay, it's not what movies taught me, it's not what television media taught me, so now I'm mad. And and while there's also no signs of actual growth above it, to the point where like after you've learned this, you've accepted their nature, and now you just toss them around like they're fucking Snickers bars. You see them tossing women around like they nothing more than fucking Cheerios and a bowl of cereal type of thing. Like you have to get to that level, and I don't see that with a lot of these with the ones that I see in MGTOW. Like, it's not. It's always this kind of whole thing of, well, yeah, I was this good, perfect guy from media that the media taught me to be, and she just stomped on my heart for somebody better, and now I'm just bitter about it for the rest of my fucking life. And it kind of gets stuck in all the stores. Like I come across stores, I think Quora.com. I don't know how you say it, or just ran like now I'm getting like YouTube fucking in my recommendations and watching that, man. It's like and I can usually and usually from the videos and stuff and the pictures I see of the actual guys who are either shifting to it or already in it. Like it's the same typical story. Like they really don't take a lot of, like they think they take care of themselves, but they're not really taking a lot of good care of themselves, and they're kind of like angry at women, and at the same time they're kind of like mad because they can't get the woman that they have imagined in their head. Like honestly, to me, man, it really sounds like a step up from being an incel in a lot of ways. Like it's really like it goes incel. Incel is like the guy who pretty much just can't get a fucking woman to save his fucking life. Not a single mother, not a ugly fat bitch, nothing. Like he's just so fucking socially awkward because he's so stuck in his own head, really, because he's so stuck in his head that he just can't get any pussy to save his fucking life. Then, honestly, man, the next step up, what I see is pretty much the MGTOW guys. The MGTOW guys, pretty much, they seem to a lot of times be the guys who can only get single mothers, used up. Let's just be real about it. Women that were used up by a better man than them before they came along. That seems to be the constant trend that I see amongst MGTOW men is they're pretty much the step up from incel. They can get pussy, but it's gonna be like some fucking fucked up hole in the wall bar bitch that may be kind of cute, but like she's been ran through by 55 million dicks, and yeah, and half time she has two kids, and then this guy, he's mad because he probably paid for the kids' college and all this dumb shit, and then she just bounced on him as soon as he paid off her student loans and all this shit. So he's like, he's walking around mad and bitter. And now the difference is a lot of times the MGTOW guys do go off and better their finances, but they still never really understand like the real world of the dating market. Like they kind of stay at that middle threshold. Like if women are here and this is like the lower part, like the MGTOW men, they usually, like I said, if they stay involved in this shit, the trend I see is they usually get to about here, at best, with decent quality women. So it like to where they're still really kind of looking up and following her type of thing, and like they never really like that next level of enlightenment has to get you. And when you hit that next level of enlightenment, you go from here to like here. Like there is no all of this. Like once you get over that late in life resentment and all that shit, you go from here to like to being here. Now, for the guys who pretty much understood women's nature, let's say, like I said in the previous video, like when they were like 9 years old, they may have seemed like their sister or their cousin do you know they watched her deal with a man and watched how the man would act when she just smiled at him, and and how she can manipulate him. See, those are the guys who start out like here to here. Maybe not, they may not be at the all the way top, but they're like, in the top, they're in the top zone. They don't even start out down here. Like, because they seen it, they know what it is, and they said, fuck that. They're pretty much like that, like when cows are getting slaughtered and then one cow kind of sees what's going on and say, "Oh no, fuck that." I'm not, and he tried to take off, but in that situation, they just got to shoot the cow in the fucking head or shock him until he, follows the pack. But that's what I see. But yeah, this video is telling me you have to, if okay, flat look, if you cannot tell a beautiful woman no, that you're not ready to date a woman, flat out. If you can't look a beautiful 10 out of 10 woman directly in her eyes with a straight fucking face and just either just say no or just turn around and walk the fuck off on her, then you're not ready to date a woman, because because a part of you is still putting that shit first. Like, you have to put yourself first. You have to love yourself. Like, and I was thinking about that Simpsons video I did about the care. I was diagnosing the Simpsons characters and their stance in the dating market, and like, and for real, man, like those characters like Homer Simpson and like Ned Flanders, and let's say, like, I don't know if you're in the Anchorman, but like Ron Burgundy, or even going back, a little ways now to the 90s. I don't know if any of you watch Family Matters, but like Steve Urkel, like, for real, man, those characters are what 95% of average people really aspire to be. And I'll explain why. Because those characters are genuinely happy with themselves. You see, like, they were happy with themselves. They may have been like depressed about, something, some small intermittent problem, but for the overall case, like, when they walk outside, like Steve Urkel, I don't know if you know Steve Urkel or not, if you're watching this, but Steve Urkel walked out that front door knowing he was a fucking nerd. And you know what? He loved them fucking self. He didn't try to like switch it for somebody else. He didn't try to start pretending he was something else just to please other people. Like, he was himself. Ron Burgundy from Anchorman, he's a fucking idiot, but he loves himself and he does himself. And if you look at all those characters, right? All those characters, that core, that undercore of fully being content with themselves and loving themselves, and they're not trying to like pretend to be like, be like a fake thug, you know what I'm saying, because they know other people want to hear talk like this, you know what I mean, and all that, but when they're like truly loving themselves, and that's just it. And they do what they do in life. Some people think maybe making the best toothpicks. Some things like, or like the 40-year-old virgin guy, like, he fucking just collected toys and all this shit, but he did what he wanted to do. And and whenever he did want to go out and get a bad bitch, he went out and got a bad bitch. Now, he was just a dork about it, but this is what I'm trying to say is like, those guys, and that is one thing that media does get right with those nerdy guys, the nerd guys, the complete fucking idiots. See, when they love themselves first and they do what they do, they always end up with a bad bitch, and a bad bitch following them and driving them. Or a 40-year-old virgin, she driving him home. You know what I'm saying? Like Marge, you know what I'm saying? She's sitting at home cooking his food. Home, Marge and Homer. You know what I'm saying? She at home clean. Now that is one thing that media does get right. I will give media, the benefit for that. That, yeah, they do get that right. Like, you have to learn how to love yourself before you even walk out that door. You see, because when you love yourself, then now you got confidence. Even if and it doesn't, you don't have to be CEO of Microsoft or anything like that. Like I said, like, man, just make toothpicks for a living. But I mean, hey, if you make toothpicks for a living, then hey, man, like, be the best toothpick maker you can be. If you shine shoes for a living, then be the best shoe shiner you can fucking be. Because then what? Because when you love yourself and you love your job, women gonna pick up on that, and they gonna see that, and they gonna see, and this is what it is. And I named this in the previous video. They're looking for, and at the end of the day, they're just looking for protection, right? And if a man is walking around kind of always, going, yes, sir, yes, sir, would you like this, sir? Yes, ma'am. And he's like, submissive in life. That's not a protector. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not a protector. if I mean, you may have a little game and may be able to get a bitch from time to time, but like, see, they really don't like you know what I'm saying. They really don't like that because you're not a protector. Because and when you love yourself, you love what you do. What that's signaling to them is, oh, he he loves what he does and he's good at it, and he and he values himself, so he's gonna figure something out. I need to get with him. You see what I'm saying? See all this dumbass fucking like now I will say now with pickup artists now, and I read into that. And I have respect for pickup artists because personally I just don't care to go that route in life, but I have respect for pickup artists because one way or another they learn to tell women what they want to hear. Okay, and it really is a scam. Like it really like it's pretty much the equivalent of like a pyramid scheme or something like that where the women are just going to lose their money in it relative to the situation. Women are going to lose their money in the end because because the guy is pretty much like selling the thought of payment for her pussy in the whole scheme of things, right? And she's just kind of holding on to that thought, but she's never really getting the resources out of it. You see, so and some women they get stuck in that for 5, 10 years. They just holding on like just that, just like those pyramid schemes. Primerica, yeah, I'll just keep on paying you $75 a month because I think I'll get my money back. And this shit goes on for years. And next thing you know, they working to feed this fucking idiot. You see what I'm saying? Like so. I mean, like I respect pickup artists for what they do. Like I'm just too honest in my everyday life to tell a bitch something like that. Like I'd rather tell you something you don't want to hear versus something you want to hear. I'd rather tell you something you don't want to hear that's better for you in the whole scheme of things, and to tell you something that you want to hear that is just gonna get some temporary gain. If that makes sense. If I even said it right without confusing the words, um, but yeah, man, like you like loving yourself first, like because I already know like if some people do watch this, everybody's immediately thought, well, I love myself. But like if you really dive deep down into their whole mental process, like and they're being honest with themselves, a lot of people really don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people really don't. Like if you got to keep seeking out other people for approval and you got to keep, you know what I'm saying? Like you got no, you really don't. Because when you love yourself, you really don't care about other people's approval. When you love yourself and you will fully understand this saying. I'm not everybody's cup of coffee, but I'm somebody's two shots of whiskey. And that's how you gotta approach life. Like everybody's not gonna like you. Accept it. No matter how much you try to like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on, cuz let's do this, or yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Like you know what I'm saying, like you may get somebody that, you know, is slightly attracted, but like you're not gonna be there two shots of whiskey. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not going to be anything exciting. Like you'll be a cup of coffee, but you're not going to be anything exciting to this person that's going to make them like crave you. You see what I'm saying? So like, don't be afraid when people don't like you, and don't be afraid of it. Like just be you, and I guarantee you, somebody is in love with you for you being you. The thing is, like, you just not gonna know it. Like people just don't walk around saying, "Oh my God, I love you," every 5 seconds. But like that dude was Elliot Roger, the dude who shot people and killed himself. And I read his manifesto, man. That was his problem. Like he would get so fucking tuned in on one person not liking him that he just went mad and crazy. That on top of you could tell he never had a fucking tutor in life to tell him that told him, look at yourself in the reality of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like now he was driving a BMW and was in college. I mean, I'm a poor judgment of telling if a guy is an attractive guy, but I mean, I don't think he was a horribly ugly dude. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see him walking with a good looking girl and it fit and it looks right. But like he would get so focused on one person not liking him, like he was like the bad mix of that. Like he was himself, but it was like he took it to that next extreme. Like, okay, you don't like me, now I fucking hate everybody type shit. Where he needed that male role model. Knows I didn't say because women don't really know anything about them. And this is some women they just will never really ever fully understand because they don't really have to. But men, like he needed a male role model to come in and tell him, like, look, for everyone you don't like, there's at least 3 others who's watching you, and you probably never even noticed their existence, and they fucking love you. They know what time you come in, what time you leave, what kind of car you drive. They know your first name, last name. They know everything about you, and you didn't even notice there. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times that happened to me in college. I ended up hooking with some girl. She said, "Oh yeah, I liked you for the last 2 years." Like, and I swear, I'd never seen this girl before a day in my life. Well, I'd be out there, talking to other girls, getting turned down or getting accepted by other girls. Never seen these other girls in my life. And they was like, "Yeah, I liked you for the last 2 years." So, like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, no matter what path you take, period, somebody's gonna like you and somebody's not gonna like you for whatever you do. If you try to be the nicest person, somebody's gonna like you for it and somebody's not gonna like you for it. Oh, well, he's just trying to be nice. He's just a fake, phony person. No matter what you do, even if they might come to you and smile in your face, you really don't know what they really thinking. You see, like, just be you and love yourself. Like, I would say, man, like, really go back and watch Steve Urkel and watch Homer Simpson and watch how they really are just themselves. You see what I'm saying? Watch how they are just themselves. And they're not really holding on to that, like, resentment of shit. And they're just kind of like going with the flow of history of time and themselves, and just be. Now, if you try to get like a good looking girl, then I say you'd have to, like, start getting your clothes tailored. Which that's what I do. Like, get your clothes tailored, make sure it all fits properly. Obviously take baths, be well groomed, blah blah blah. But it's all relative to the quality of woman that you're trying to go after. But the core of it, all of it, is respect yourself first. Okay, that's just, without that, you are going to lose inevitably 10 times out of 10. It just may be a week or a month later, but you are going to lose because you're not going to have that core foundation to rebound off of. But yeah.